Hello everyone. In this video you're going to learn how to make your access for your doors. As you notice, my floor plan has no doors on it yet. So we're going to basically just cut the access for the door. On the next video we'll do the windows, so be looking for that. After that we're going to learn how to actually draw those doors and windows and put them into your plan. Now the idea behind putting the doors and windows in this section of the plan is just more or less a rough idea. You're going to have what's called a material list when you get through with your job, and I'm going to show you that in another class, how to actually start making your material list. But you're going to have that in and that's going to have everything from the door model number to the door sizes, you know, the height, the width, and everything else. On your drawing is simply just going to be a symbol representing a door. And those symbols are going to have tags associated with them that will link them to a door type on your material schedule. Okay, so at this point you should have an idea of what kind of doors and windows that you're going to put in your home, and again I'm going to give you another class on that one, but for now we just want to cut access for these, and you know, have to kind of keep in mind too about you know, your door and your door trim and how big of a door that you can put in here. And I've got 36-inch hallways. The doors that I'm using have approximately 2.5-inch trim, so I want to allow for 3 inches on both sides of the wall in order to place that door, to give me plenty of room for the trim and plenty of room for the door to open up. So I'm going to use, in this case, a 30-inch door on all of my bedrooms, my bathroom, my closets. I'm going to go with a little bit narrower door. I might even go with a sliding door. And then of course my front door, I'm going to go ahead and, you know, go with the 36-inch, and that is recommended that you do that on the front door at least. And then things like back doors can be a little bit smaller, about 32 inches to 34 inches or anything, something like that. All right, so in this bedroom I need to be able to get in here, obviously, and again, like I said, I want to leave about 3 inches of space next to the wall and also over here so that the door fits in and the trim fits in. So to do that, I'm going to offset, and I'm going to type in a 3-inch offset, and then I'm just going to offset this line, and then I'm going to move it. I'm just going to slide it down, click on it, slide it right down, keeping that 3 inches, and it looks like it nudged just a little bit. I don't think it's going to make a big difference or anything like that. Okay, and then I'm going to duplicate again, and I'm going, or not duplicate, but offset, and this time I'm going to offset it the distance of my door opening, which is going to be 30 inches. Okay, that didn't work so well. Let me double check to make sure I do have 3 feet in my hallway. I do not have 3 feet in my hallway, so that is a problem. That happens when you're doing this, is as you go you tend to you know, run across some problems like this, so I'll have to fix that. Hello again. I hope you enjoyed my previous video where I speed drew the rest of my floor plan. If not, go back and watch it. It's kind of good to kind of watch to see how that develops. But anyway, in this video I'm going to show you how to make room for your doors, to cut some access in your walls to make doors. As you see, we have rooms but no way to get into them. So what I'm going to do is show you some tips and tricks on how I do this to make my doorways. We're not going to actually make the door at this moment, but we are going to make a doorway. Now at this point is when you will start looking at, in your design, you'll start looking at you know, what kind of doors am I going to use? And what I mean by that is, if you were to go to the store and shop for doors, what looks good to you? I'm going to show you some things in another class. We're going to have another live class discussing, you know, where to go to find everything about doors that you want. What, you know, find different types of doors, different manufacturers, get the sizes and all the measurements and everything like that. What I'm going to do in this video, though, I'm not going to make it an exact accurate door. I'm just pretty much going to put a symbol in the spot to represent a door. That symbol will have a tag later on. It'll have a tag attached to it, which will identify that door. It will link it with another door in a list. It's called a door schedule. That door schedule will have all the different types of doors and all their measurements and everything else. And this symbol, this door symbol that I'm going to put in here, that tag on it is going to link it back to that type of door. So the builders will know how big to make that hole and everything else based on that door schedule. Okay, it'll have rough in sizes and things like that, which that is probably foreign to you as far as knowing what a rough in size is, but we'll talk about that. But for now, we just want to cut some access out of our wall here. So I'm going to do, for one thing, one of my the things I kind of make sure I do is I leave about 2 to 3 inches of space between where the door is going to be and the wall, because there's door trim that goes around the door, and it's got to fit in there. On this one, I'm going to use 30-inch doors. And in order to provide enough space for my trim, I'm going to take this line. I'm going to borrow this line from the wall. I'm going to offset it using the offset tool. And I'm going to offset it 3 inches. Okay, so there we go, 3 inches. All right, I'm going to use another tool as well. It's called a trim and extend, or actually a trim and extend tool. It's right up here in your modify panel. If you click on the pull down arrow, and actually right now it is currently set for extend. A lot of times it's default set to trim, and that means you're going to cut something, but we're going to extend a line. So we click on extend, and I'm going to click the enter button to make every object extendable, and I'm just going to hover over the line that I do want to extend, which is this one. I want it to extend through my wall to start creating my doorway. Now I can actually go to the trim tool, click enter, and then trim the stuff up here I don't need. Then I'm going to go back to the offset tool, and I'm going to offset this line the distance or the width of my door. Okay, so I'm going to use 30-inch doors. So I'll just offset it 30 inches. Okay, so now I have plenty of room on each side of that doorway to put my door trim. And if you're not understanding what I mean by door trim, when you go home tonight, go and look at your door trim that goes around your bedroom door or any of the doors in your house and see how that measures. Go ahead and measure it out to, you know, it'll probably be anywhere from 1.5 inches to larger, probably about 2 inches to 3 inches. Okay, so now I've almost have a doorway, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim, hit enter, and trim out the remaining lines that I don't need. And so when I get ready to put my door symbol in here, it's going to go right there. All right, now I'm going to show you some other little tips and tricks on this next door, and then I'm going to turn you loose and let you put the rest of your doors in your design. Okay, so I am going to I'm going to place a door here in my bathroom, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. I'm going to offset. I'm going to offset this 3 inches. Okay, now I'm going to extend. Now let me show you something that's easy to do. Instead of always going up to the top of the screen to click on the icon, unless you just like to use the icons, you can actually type in your command. You don't have to do anything or put your cursor anywhere. You can just have it anywhere in the screen. And if I want to extend that line, I type EXT, and then you'll start to get some commands, and this is the one I want, extend. Okay, and this is where we talk about, again, dynamic input, more information that you can put in this area. So I'm going to click extend and enter to select all, extend that line. Okay, now I'm going to hit escape to get out of that tool, and I'm going to type trim, and then enter to select all, and now I trimmed that line away. Okay, now I want to offset this again to the width of my door, which is going to be 30 inches. So I just type in off, and there's offset, And of course, type in, oh, actually, is it 3 feet? Okay, was it 30 inches? Did I do the other one 30 inches or I do it 3 feet? I don't remember. Okay, so there is the door, and now I just need to trim. And you can actually do a little crossing window to get rid of that. Okay, and let me check my door to see what size did I do that. Oh, I did it right. Okay, I thought I did it 3 feet earlier. Okay, so that's how you do your doorways. So you want to go ahead and cut all of your doorways, and then come back and we'll do our windows.